Hey, what's going on, guys? Ryan here. We're gonna start building the kitchen now. They sell these at Home Depot. They're like pre-made cabinet bases. It's got an open back, which is nice, easy access back there. You know, it's got the cabinet doors already installed, plastic still on there. And I went to IKEA, and IKEA has some really nice cheap countertops, which is crazy because these are less than $100 each. They're like 70 pounds each, 72 inches. So we're gonna cut that down, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut a hole in it for the sink with a jigsaw. This was at Home Depot as well. It's a little 15-inch sink. That's gonna go right here, and you guys will see that later. But all right, I've never done anything like this before, so I'm not a professional. We got it out of the box, and I really like this. It's just laminate, it's solid. So let's cut this thing up. And the reason I went with this, I just figured it'd be easier, you know, putting a countertop on that's standard size. Lots of room. Let's get started cutting this up. Looks good, the cut is good. All right, we're gonna clean this up and then on to the next step. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna trace around the sink. We don't want this lip to get involved here. So we're gonna draw around the sink, then draw in about a 1/4 inch all the way around. And that should be good enough for our hole. That's 3 inches there. This is only 1/2 inch right here. So we'll go 1.5 inches from the back. All right, that should be good right there. So I'm gonna trace it. And at no time do I pretend to be a professional. I don't know what I'm doing. I've never done this before. So if it works, I'll be happy. If it doesn't, then you guys can laugh at me. There it is. See if it works. I did a horrible job of cutting. Terrible. For the first time jigsawing, but it does work. It sits in there. Yeah! The next step is you take these little screws, they just slide into this groove here. And I think we just kind of screw these in, maybe? I ran into my first problem. These are too short, so they're not gonna be able to latch onto the side here. So I'm gonna have to go and get some longer ones. So I got some new sink clips. These are obviously much longer than the old ones. And of course, they don't fit. I'm just gonna twist this a little bit and get that in there and just kind of open it up, and that's how I got this one in there. Let's hook these up, let's get these all in, and let's get this sink done.
I'm gonna have to figure out a way to screw that in like properly.
Okay, those clips really sucked. That was by far the worst part, but this thing is securely attached. Now all I need to do is screw the countertop onto this. Okay, so I'm gonna go with these 2.5 inch deck screws. These are gonna be coming in about to there. I'm gonna hope for the best on this one and just hope it doesn't pop through. So I'm gonna put 3 of these on each side, and I'm guessing that'll hold it. Okay, so I did a test screw and it did not pop out through the top. This thing is on there now. I can't believe I did this. That is donezo. I'm just gonna vacuum under there. This is where it gets a little scary, so let's see if this stuff works. In my old setup, I had this 5-gallon jug and this gray water tank here. So what I'm gonna try to do is just use all the same stuff that I had, but in this sink configuration. Now, I just need a way for the water to get to the sink into this. So I think I might have figured it out. Okay, so I found out after watching a quick YouTube video that I got all the wrong stuff. A couple days later, I got some things. Hopefully this will work for the sink. Expandable, flexible pipe drain kit. I got some tubing for the fresh water to come in, some putty to install this drain, and I got myself a pipe wrench. Somehow I've gone 40 years in life, or 41 years in life without ever owning one of these, so now I do. First thing is I'm gonna put some plumber's putty. So from what I can tell, I think you just roll this up into a little snake, just spread it around there and stick it in. Supposedly you can use silicone for this too, so that should be good. Oh wow, yeah, that's good stuff. It's probably tight. Looks good. That is on there super tight. Now I gotta figure out this connection. So I got this. I'm guessing I just put a seal in there because this came with a bunch of stuff. Plumber's tape, seals. I think that'll be good. I gotta clean the plumber's putty off of that too. I didn't notice that. After cleaning up even more putty up here, I got this stretched out. So this is gonna go from the bottom of the sink here into the gray water tank. So I have it just kind of sitting in there. It fits, right through there perfectly, no problem. Just kind of got to maybe straighten this out a little bit more. But this is going to work. I feel like it's going to work great. And when it's full, pop that out, go dump this. Either plop it right back in there or something. And while this is out, I'll probably just stuff a paper towel up in there. I don't know if there's anything that can, I'm sure there's something sold that just screws in here and plugs it up, but I'm not going through all that. Simplicity is definitely key for something like this for me. This is a 5-gallon jug. You can get this literally anywhere. I think I got this at Walmart last year. And what I have here to dispense the water is this thing. I'm going to be replacing this with a magnetic one. But just for testing, we're going to stick that through there. So usually this goes through the top of the bottle. That's why there's this grommet thing here. But just to test it, I don't really care about that. We're just gonna leave that there. All you do is turn this on and it pumps. Now the problem is, for sitting on top of the jug, this thing is fine, but the hose is way too short. As you can see, it's not gonna reach all the way down there. It just barely reaches at all. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna replace that hose with a much longer one. And I'm gonna have to cut that probably. And take the old one off. Hopefully this fits. I don't think this is gonna fit. Oh yeah, never mind. Okay, perfect. So we're just gonna stick that down in here. And like I said, I'm getting a magnetic one that's probably gonna sit in the middle or maybe off to the side, I don't know. And put that in there. Hopefully that reaches the bottom. Reach the bottom. It's getting caught up on the sides. Okay, there we go. Oh no, it's floating. Is it seriously floating? I might need to actually cut that a lot shorter. I'm gonna wait though until I get the other one. All right, and here's the moment of truth. Oh man, all this work. Any leaks? I feel no immediate leaks. Been having it sit here for a while too, with some water in the sink, stopped up, and no leaks. So that is awesome. Let's pull that plug, and it all goes down into the tank there. As much as I want to just be done with this and enjoy it, we gotta seal it. So I'm gonna drop a layer of clear silicone on the edges here, and I just taped off to prevent any accidental siliconing of parts that shouldn't be. And also I need to put in some hook mounts, like some little loops, and I'm gonna, screw those into the sides there, so that way while we're driving down the road, those two tanks don't go flying away. So I got Lauren doing this because she has a steadier hand than me. It'll do the trick, keep the water out of there, that's all that matters. I don't really know how to do sealant even and good and all purdy but definitely good enough for me. So while that's drying, I'm gonna try to install the hooks for the lower part. So I got these little screw eyes. Dang, these are actually super tight. Awesome. So they got this freaking tiny little thing on this bungee. Why would they do this? All right, I've been trying to get this off here and it won't come off, so. Maybe this will help. There we go. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's not gonna pull out of there at all for sure. If it does, I'll just drill a new hole. Sink's done. Here we go. I can't believe it. A little last minute addition to the sink here. I'm adding a support beam. It's not really a support beam. I'm adding a little 2x4 there. I couldn't find a good place to mount these hooks, which I'm going to be using to tie everything to the van. There's really just not a lot to hook onto. This is all just like particle board, like super thin. So I didn't want it to be any kind of support structure. So I got the 2x4 up behind this. Okay, hooks are on. Seem pretty stable. I hate to drill into the side like that, but it's a necessary thing. I can always put some paint on that. But yeah, so there's a board on the other side of this. So it's no longer, going to be just held on by particle board. It's got a nice sturdy 2x4 under there holding the hooks. So hopefully that'll hold the whole structure. Oh man, this couldn't have worked out any better. Now all that's left to do is peel the plastic. Of course I would screw that up. All right, that was a lot of work. Definitely worth it. Looks awesome in here. But this thing is going nowhere. I got it strapped down really, really well in the back with those hooks. So it's working great. That thing ain't going nowhere. All right, make sure you like the video, guys. Tap that like if you did enjoy it. If you want me to make more videos like this, and thank you so much for watching.